Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to start a new series concerning all of the tools, techniques that I use. I consider my gemstones that work in Vedic astrology. So I'm here to present what I consider my secrets that make this science so powerful. So I wanted to start with the very first class concerning the power of the sun and the moon and how they're relative to the fourth and the fifth house. When you have an understanding of what the lights, the luminaries are in a chart and relative to the houses that they rule, you're going to have a deep understanding of truly, and I don't even say this lightly, truly the essence of life. And so starting with the moon, remember the moon in a chart is our awareness, it's our consciousness, it's our emotions. And of course it deals with the mother. It is the indicator of the mother in the chart. So relative to that, remember the fourth house is the house of the mother. It's the home, it's the family. And the reason why it's relative to the moon is the fourth sign is Cancer. And the fourth sign being Cancer is relative to the fourth house. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So you see the connection of the moon, the fourth house, the mother, the fourth sign, Cancer. They're all connected. They're all one. But let me explain a little bit about what the fourth house is really about, because the fourth house has all these connotations. First of all, it's a Kendra. Kendra means an angular house. The angles are the most powerful houses of the chart. Things happen in the angular houses. What are the angular houses? 1, 4, 7, and 10. So, looking at the fourth house, it is considered an angle, so it's powerful. But it's also considered a moksha house. Moksha means spiritual liberation from this world. So, in essence, the fourth house could be seen as the most powerful moksha house. And so with that, the fourth house deals with mother, deals with security, and let's talk about what the moon energy is about. The mother, who gives protection, who gives love, who gives a feeling of security. And this all comes from the heart, the home. And here's another thing. The home is where the heart is, they say. But what is really our home? Is it the house we live in, the family we're born to? It is essentially, goes deeper than that. It goes to the essence of the heart, because the fourth house rules the heart in medical astrology. And they also say the fifth house does. So how does the fourth and the fifth both rule the heart? And how is this relative to our home? Because spiritually, the fourth house is also determined as the end of life. So where do we go at the end of life? We go to our eternal home, which is through the heart, which connects us to all that is, which is God, which is the divine force, the higher power, whatever you want to call it. It simply means being connected to the divine universal energy of all. That's our home. That's the fourth house. That's why it's the end of life. And it's also the bottom of the chart, so it's the soul. So the fourth house has all these huge meanings. But let me go back to how it deals with the heart. So if the fourth house is the heart, and the fifth house is the heart, and the fifth house is relative to the fifth sign, which is Leo. And Leo is ruled by the sun. So you see, the fifth house has these symbologies related to Leo, because the fifth sign is Leo, and Leo is ruled by the sun. So you've got the fourth house, the moon, the fifth house, the sun, and they both rule the heart. So if they both rule the heart, then this means that Since the moon is a reflective energy receiving the light of the sun, then the fourth house deals with receiving. Whereas the fifth house deals with the sun, where the light goes out. It deals with the energy of putting out. So relative to the heart, it's different chambers within the heart. One pushes the blood out, which is the fifth house, dealing with the sun. And the fourth house, with the reflective moon's energy, receives love. So when you look also at the sun and the moon, this represents the father and the mother. And this incorporates the family. And what it all really symbolically points to is love. The power to give and receive love. The fifth house to give love, the fourth house to receive love. Because we're talking about the sun and the moon. The essences that really make up planet Earth. One gives us night, one gives us day, one gives us the mother, one gives us the father. And it's all relative to the energy of the heart, which deals specifically with love. And what you're going to find is someone has a moon that is isolated in a chart. The moon is our ability to receive love. It means that something was messed up early on in how they were able to receive love. Something in the family, they didn't feel supported, they didn't feel protected, they didn't feel loved. And this is deep. So when we look to the sun, the moon, the fourth and the fifth house, we're really talking about the essence of love. And remember this, the fourth house is the house of happiness. How is that? If you don't feel protected, secure, and loved, you can never be completely and totally happy. So this is what I see about the fourth and the fifth house, the deep symbology of the heart, the energy that heals, and its core essence represents going back to the family. If a person never felt wanted or loved, there's problems in their life. Always. Because they don't know how to give love or receive it because it was never taught. Therefore, there's always problems in relationships. There's always problems in everything to do with their happiness and feeling complete and whole. And the only way that they will ever feel complete and whole till they understand what this is all about, uncovering the past and healing the emotions, they're going to feel disconnected from this world. And this is the culprit of dysfunctional relationships throughout life, because the main relationship that initiated was not whole and complete with the mother or the father. And this all reflects back to the power of the fourth house and the fifth house, but the fourth house being a moksha house. Through this realization, through the heart energy, through love, this is the only way that we heal our souls and heal our lives. And we can do this if we recognize the issues and the problems that stem from the past, that came from childhood, that came from the disconnection to family or mother, feelings, emotions. This is where the healing begins. And this is the fourth house. The fifth house is also connected to love, but the fourth house is our eternal home. And that's why I always think in terms of the movie, The Wizard of Oz, there's no place like home. And no matter what, we are always searching, trying to seek out our home. We're trying to always return home. But what that true home is, as in The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy was always searching to go home. And that was her whole mission, to find her home again. But what she didn't realize, and what she did realize in the very end, is when she awoke and she was home. So the realization is, we always are home always the kingdom of God, the spirit, the love is always within our heart. And that is our home. And that is ultimately what we're all seeking. And that's what we all come to discover in the end when we return home, the fourth house. So with that, I'd like to close. I hope you have a much better, deeper understanding of the power of the fourth house, the moon, emotions, security, happiness, and how it is tied in with the sun energy and the fifth house. It's all about love, and it's all about our deep connection to the one through the heart. So thank you for listening. If you would like more information about me, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. And there you can book a reading if you like. And if you would like to learn Vedic astrology, to be part of my university, you can go to my university website, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.